Yo, what is going on, y'all? I'm Cavell Anderson, and we're back with another VeVe and Ecomi video. And this one, we're going more into the interview. And there's actually something pretty interesting in this interview. I don't know if it's a reach or I don't know if this is a sign that we could be looking for definitely farther in the future for some things to be delivered. Obviously, this is, in my opinion, this was always a long-term play. This was going to be a 10-year hold minimum. That's why I always said I was going to be holding for 10 years minimum. Also, I was very ignorant at the time, so I was going too heavily into the project for a 10-year hold when there was other opportunities that, like, I just needed to learn a little bit more so I could know how to make money other places and do other things with my capital to bring more money to invest and keep there 10 years. So it's like I learned so much stuff here that I realized I was over leveraged into VeVe at one point in time. But then once I got out and now I'm playing with house money and things like that, it changed. But the signs are pointing to this taking a while. The signs are definitely pointing there. So we're gonna jump into it. Let me know what you all think and how you all feel about that. Are you here sticking with VeVe for the long term, or is your patience starting to run thin? Let me know how you all are feeling about the project. Me personally, I still have a 10-year outlook. Like I said, I'm in a good position. Like it's like I don't have much into VeVe right now. Like, so it's fine. Like I don't like I'm good, you know? Like, so how's everybody else? Like, are you over leveraged? Are you in too deep? Are you just right? You're good with where you're at. Not investing more. Are you still investing more daily? Like, or in some increment? Are you still investing more? Let me know. Let me know in the comment section. But yeah, be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, and let's get it. Yeah.
So a somewhat major concern for some members in the community is cash out, because at the moment, I think the minimum threshold to cash out is 500 gems, and then there is like maybe a 10% fee on top of that. Do you have a plan to lower that threshold and that fee percentage?
Absolutely. I mean, you know, these rules are in place for sort of specific business reasons. Obviously, you know, like our cash out provider costs us money. You know, we have to keep that. There's a team that's, you know, devoted to keeping that part of the system up and running. So, you know, there are sort of costs around it. But absolutely, as we start to move into 2024, there are measures, certain things that we have in the works right now, which I can't tell you about, but are very, very cool. That will allow us to, you know, reduce those fees even further. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, it would be great if you put $1 in, you can just take $1 out. We're still going to clip the ticket somehow because, you know, we're a business. We have to cover our costs on, you know, the payment provider side, service side, resources side. But the goal has always been to bring that down. It does require some platform changes before we can do that, which will be coming in.
Right.
See that? See how it was cut off? He said it requires some platform changes that should be coming in. Now, I don't know if that was a glitch in the stream, a glitch, like this looks like it may have been edited. I've saw a lot of points that look like this was edited more so than streamed live. And actually, yeah, it wasn't streamed live. So yeah, so that was edited out intentionally. Looks like he was going to say 2024. Earlier on, he said 2024, that this is when we could expect it. There was going to be some features and stuff coming in 2024. But then at that last moment, when he was going to confirm when it was going to come, it just cut off. So there was no confirmation of when it was going to come, which leads me to believe that it potentially can still be delayed. And yeah, like if it's not going to come in 2024, that leaves 2025 and up, obviously. So, they don't know. The biggest thing here is they don't know. Like in the last video, if you haven't seen that one, where previously when talking about the OMI token, he said it's going to come when it comes. Like, and it wasn't in a crazy way or anything like that, but they just don't know. They don't know when these things are going to come. They're dealing with things and trying to figure things out, and they really don't have a good timeline. They don't know what. I don't know what's stopping them. I really want to understand why their timelines are so bad. Like why their timelines are so bad, why they have no idea when certain things will come. Is it really just heavily regulation based? Like what is it? What is it that's really preventing them from knowing when they can accomplish the things that they said they were going to accomplish? Like, is it really just regulations? Like, do you have to rework? Like he said that they have to rework the platform or something. So that should be done in 2024, or he was going to go say 2024, but it got cut off. So what's going on? I would like some clarification around some of these things. Personally, I feel like he's saying a lot. He's being very open and honest, but it's still some questions after his honesty.
Goal has always been to bring that down. It does require some platform changes before we can do that, which will be coming in
right.
Platform changes before they can do that, which he said could be coming in 2020. He was going to say when it could be coming, but they need platform changes before they could do it. And what do they need to do before they can change the platform? What type of platform changes? What can we expect? Yeah, it's just so many questions. Like he gave a lot of information. There's so much information here, but with that type of answer, there's just so much to unpack. So much you can, I don't know. Like you can assume, like too many assumptions. Like it's a lot.
So another big feature is transfer, and in the past, you guys have mentioned transfer being a part of MCP. Is that still the plan, or can transfer be tied into KYC accounts, or how is that going to work?
Yeah, so I think many of your viewers may know that the reason we had to disable transfers is just because there was a lot of black market activity going on,
right.
And we can't be tied to that. We can't be associated with that. And that was one of the main reasons we disabled the transfer feature, even though, and again, it's just these bad operators destroy it for everyone. I mean, wouldn't it be amazing if on your show you can say, I'm giving away X amount of this, and you could just transfer it. So yeah, Mitch and I have actually scoped out quite a few options for the transfer feature. It will be based on your rank, and the higher your rank, the more you'll be able to do. There will still be fees involved because, as a business, we have to keep our licensors happy. And let's just say we open up transfers that might take 20% out of the market. And I'm not trying to say that, we're being greedy or anything like that, but, our licensors still expect that, their product is going to be sold through the secondary market, and,
right.
they're going to be able to clip the ticket. We still need that 2.5% to run the market because, that's the highest traffic part of the app. So we've come up with.
I mean, in a way, that definitely makes sense. It definitely makes sense, but it kind of takes the essence of trading and stuff like that out of collecting in a way. Like it makes it so it's trading is really a business. Like I know y'all talk about the investors and those here for money and profit. I don't care because I am an investor, but I was just think like in the spirit of collecting, like when you're trading Pokemon cards, you just trade one card for the other or whatever deal you do, and there's no fee getting kicked back to the the people who made the Pokemon cards or nothing like that, or the shop that sold it to you. There were no fees or nothing like that. You bought the cards, you have the cards, you own the cards, you want to trade the cards and do what you want with the cards. Why do you have to pay to do something with your own asset that you own? And I think that that's where a lot of the Web3 purists are going to have an issue with VeVe and their approach to things. Because can you be the best collectors platform with stuff like this in place? Because that's not Web3. That's not really Web3. I guess the fees in a way, but it's like if I have an asset, if I want to give my asset to somebody, like why should I have to pay a fee? I should be able to just give them this thing. But hey, who knows? I mean,
with a few ideas based on the higher your rank, the more you'll be able to transfer, and the fees associated with that transfer likely won't be based on the floor price. There'll be some kind of algorithm that will work out, okay, this person's transferring a 41. This is what we would estimate the fees to be. So I'm not saying that that's exactly where we're going with it, but I just want to just highlight that we are listening to you, and we do understand I mean, I want to transfer stuff to my friends or some person I meet on the street. I'm like, hey, you'll love VeVe. Here's a free collectible. So it is a very cool, powerful feature. So we have a couple of options in play at the moment that we're scoping out, and I think they could work fairly well.
Do you think that
I think this is also trash for marketing. One thing that I wanted to do, this is an idea that I pitched to VeVe at one point in time. I was going to go downtown Chicago and get people on the app and literally just, to get them to download the app and send them their favorite character free. That's worth something. So that means that, I would have to get the NFT. You have to pay for the NFT. And then I was going to just send it to them. So now they're getting on and they're getting free money just by getting on the VeVe app. Yeah, I'll send them their first collectible and let the app do the rest of the talking. The problem is now you have to buy the collectible and then you would have to pay a fee to send it to somebody. It's like, this has huge marketing potential for being able to transfer things, but it's like that kind of interferes. It kind of interferes. So basically what they got to do is they got to protect the bag. If they open up transfers, then sales in the secondary market could drop because people could go through other forms of paying each other. Like people could pay one another in real life and then just send each other the transfer, and they could do nothing about that. But that is what it means to be a collector, isn't it? Like there's not always a middleman where other people got to get paid. You can sell something to your friend and no one can do nothing about it. But VeVe's trying to get a piece of the pie for everything because the licensors are trying to get a piece of the pie for everything. It's like, yeah, the NFT technology is basically designed for that, but some things is deviating from the essence of what it's supposed to be. Is it not? I mean, I'm not a collector, but if I was, I would imagine that would be kind of annoying to me.
That you guys would take into account users who live under the same roof, specifically, family members.
The thing is, I think the challenge is that people will 100% exploit the system. And so it's very difficult for us to know. I mean, the amount of support tickets we had in the early days where it was like me and my 5 siblings, blah, 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 blah. And of course, it all ends up just being a fake scam, a fake story. Even with KYC, we actually, like, KYC is not 100% guarantee that you are a legitimate, actual person, under that identity. So all of this stuff may seem very black and white, but behind the scenes, it's, there's so many ways that people can do fraud and exploit. And that's why we have to tighten these things down so tight. Whereas, even if we open it up a little bit, so, people who are actually legitimate can use it, they're going to exploit it in some ways. So, I won't say too much more about it. I'll wait till Mitch and I, continue to flesh it out, but it is something we definitely want to bring back into the app. It will be a little bit different from the way it is now. There will be some limitations. There will be fees involved. But the feature will be coming back in some form or another.
I mean, that's kind of good news for the people who are pretty anxious for that, especially the collectors who want to make some trades and not run that risk of other people sniping in the middle of a transaction.
Yeah, well, there's other features that we have in the pipeline as well. Like, for example, just one-to-one offer. So this is kind of part of the trade system where I can say, so for example, I can look up, let's say I'm a mint collector, I'm a mint hunter. Right now, it's very difficult. I have to trawl through the platform to try and find a specific mint, and that may not even be listed in the market. So wouldn't it be amazing if I can just type in, I want this collectible, with this edition, list them all out for me, and then I'll have the opportunity to contact that person, whether it's on the market or not, and start a dialogue with them, do an offer, decline, offer, accept type system. Can't promise when this has come out. It actually has been fully scoped, but there's obviously a few features, we need to get out first. But
see, now that's huge. And it seems like they have good ideas and they're putting a lot of good ideas into VeVe. I definitely believe in VeVe. I believe in VeVe for the long term. The Omi token, I mean, you never know what's going to happen with that. But like these type of ideas and this type of stuff is huge. This is very, very good. This is a good idea. But because I know, like, I personally know a lot of people who were into VeVe at one point in time. I know Pags, like it's a lot of people who be out here hunting for these certain mint numbers and things like that. So yeah, that's going to be a feature that a lot of people get a lot of use from. And you can have some sales. Like somebody can make somebody an offer that they can't refuse. Somebody who otherwise wouldn't have been selling, but then somebody come and offer you some crazy amount, and you're like, "Oh, I'm getting rid of this. I'll buy another one." Like, so yeah, that's pretty cool.
These are absolutely where, when I said in the beginning of the show that, when I see VeVe in my mind, it's way into 2024. So, these are the features that we have, already scoped out and on the roadmap. Where they fall, I'm not 100% sure yet. That just always depends how smooth or bumpy things go. But it would be awesome to be able to do an offer to someone. So rather than me having to list it in the market and then say, hey, go find this particular item before someone snipes it, I can just do a direct, trade or a direct sale with you, or I can find a specific mint and then start that offer process. I think that's kind of the next stage of the next layer of the market. So it can be a bit more granular. People can find what they want.
That's huge. Yeah, that's a huge one.
I think in the meantime, direct messaging would be a viable option to hold people over, because from my personal experience,
the reason we didn't roll out direct messaging is because, back in the early days, there were so many scams. And, since then, we've obviously done things like implement KYC and a whole lot of these other security features. But yeah, I mean, it is something we may introduce, but if we do, it will more than likely be part of the trade offer system, right? Like, if you guys want to talk to each other, like, you can use Twitter, you can use Facebook, you can use whatever. So we don't want to be just a chat app, but there are scenarios where, have been able to have a dialogue with someone works well. So say, for example, like, you've got edition number X and I want it, I can message you and I can include a message in that, like, please give it to me for this price because I really want it, or whatever. And then you can have a dialogue exchange like that. But at the moment, there's no, I just don't see a purpose for it being a specific chat app without any functionality associated with it, because that already exists and there's no point kind of reinventing the wheel in that. But yeah, there are scenarios.
Honestly, yeah. I actually like this. I'm not mad at that. Like, that opens the door for VeVe to be abused and people to be scammed, getting random messages, offering people random deals that's not true whatsoever. That just opens more, that creates more risk than needs to be there. So yeah, like, I like that when somebody makes you an offer, then you can chat with them a little bit to talk about specifics and stuff. But outside of being made an offer, yeah, like, yeah, I like that.
Scenarios where chatting and having that dialogue will be very important.
Yeah, we actually talked quite.
All right, y'all. So yeah, we're gonna end it here. This was a lot of information in this one as well. Let me know what you all think. Let me know how you all are feeling about this. I feel like this was a very well put together interview. So much information, so much cool stuff that's going to be coming. Very bullish in some ways, bearish in others. Like, I like what I'm hearing. We just don't know when we gonna get anything. But I mean, that's basically just been the story of being a VeVe investor. So let me know how you all feel. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I will catch you all on the next one. Peace out, y'all.